All right, thanks for tuning in. This is Doc Booger. This, yes, very silly name, but I'm here to show you how to play my Twin Peaks fingerstyle guitar arrangement. So, in part one of the series, I performed the piece, and now I'm gonna go through the intro and the parts leading up to what I'm going to call the sending lines part. So, first of all, I'm playing Gretsch Country Gentleman. I just thought with the electric kind of adds to the mojo of or fits with the mojo of the show. With this amp, I've got some tremolo and reverb going, so you know, it gets a little bit of that twang sound. Anyway, I'm also using a drop tuning, so I've dropped the low A and low E to G and D. So here's the strings. So I did that because it makes it a heck of a lot easier to do the suspended second chords and do counterpoint at the same time. I'm not sure if I would have been able to pull it off otherwise. So I'm using a thumb pick. You can use your bare thumb or your thumbnail. I also have fingernails on my right hand. Usually pick with a combination of my skin and my fingernail. So anyway, let's get on with it. So the first part, you know, is a roll, and I start with my thumb on the A string, and then my index finger on the D string, and then I grab the G and B strings with the middle and ring fingers, and I've got my finger on the second fret on the G string, so those two notes together, that's a G suspended second, or G sus2. So I'm rolling up, and then I'm releasing that part that makes it a suspended second, and it's just going to open G and B. Turn down a little bit, and then that part is open on the low string and then second fret. And you want to make those bass notes stand out, and one way to do that could be to hit them closer to the bridge, you know, to get a twangy sound, and then hit those two notes up here, so you could go. Alright, so for this part, I'm doing an E minor, suspended second, if that's even the right chord name, but it looks like a power chord. Like if you were in standard tuning, this would be like a power chord on the second fret, an F sharp. But since we're in drop tuning, this is an E minor suspended second, and you're hitting that open G at the same time we're hitting the F sharp. So that's a really ugly dissonant sound that gets released when we go slide that down on the D string to the second fret, and then back to that part. So the next lick is a little bit tricky. I'm doing some harmonics, and you're going to want to work your right hand up closer this way to do it. So the thing I'm doing with harmonics is that little So if you were doing it without harmonics, it's open on the A string, and then 2nd fret, and then 4th fret, 2nd fret, open. So the way I'm doing the harmonics is I'm using my index finger on my right hand to touch the harmonic, and then I'm using my thumb to strike the string. It's much easier with a thumb pick because I mean, if you were using your thumbnail, you'd kind of have to point your thumb down a little bit. So I'm doing that harmonic on the 12th fret and then on the 14th fret, so you got to put your index finger up there, and then 16th and 14th, and then open. Now the tricky part is getting all the other stuff at the same time. So you're doing that like before, except when you hit those, you're also hitting the harmonic at the same time. So it's like getting the 2 notes there, and then like it's like this weird thing with your hand, almost like a weird claw or something. And then I'm also on that last note hitting the open G and B strings. Alright, so that's how you do the intro. And the next part in the next video, I'm going to go over the ascending lines, and I'm going to get us up to the falling part. So thanks. Tune in for the next part.